Have you ever felt anger like a monster lurking deep inside, always waiting for the right moment to explode and destroy everything around you? Are you exhausted from facing it every day, weary from the damage and consequences it leaves behind? If your answer is yes, then I have good news for you. You're not alone in this battle. Anger is a natural human reaction, but that does not mean we need to let it control every aspect of our lives. In this video, we will explore the power of Stoicism, a philosophical system that has existed for thousands of years and has brought peace and happiness to countless people amidst the storms of life. Stoicism does not encourage us to suppress or deny our emotions. Instead, it helps us understand and manage them wisely. This philosophy teaches us how to see the world with a clear eye, accept the things we cannot change, and focus on what is within our control. By applying these principles, we can transform anger from an enemy into a teacher, from an obstacle into an opportunity to learn and grow. After watching this video, I believe you will not only master the art of controlling your anger, but also discover a hidden strength within yourself. The strength of calmness, self-control, and resilience to overcome adversity. You will realize that happiness is not the absence of negative emotions, but the ability to face and conquer them with wisdom and insight. Take a moment of your precious time to watch this video. Let the teachings of Stoicism illuminate your mind, helping you find true peace and joy in life. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button on our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos, where we will continue our journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Number 1. Anger can destroy your image. In the garden of life, each of us is a unique flower, carrying our own distinct fragrance and color. Our personal image is how we nurture and care for that flower, so it always blooms and shines. But anger, like a sudden storm, can sweep everything away, leaving behind a desolate and ruined garden. Anger, an intense emotional state, erupts like a fire burning within. It can originate from minor disagreements, misunderstandings, or deep-seated wounds. When anger takes over, reason becomes clouded, and we easily utter harsh words and commit hurtful actions without thinking. And then, when the storm passes, we realize we have caused severe consequences, not only for others but also for ourselves. Stoic philosophy, an ancient school of thought, teaches us that anger is not a natural response to the injustices or mistakes of others, but a choice we make. When we are angry, we harm no one but ourselves. We poison our minds with negative thoughts, we damage our bodies with stress and anxiety, and we lose our own peace and happiness. Moreover, anger can destroy the personal image we have painstakingly built. Our personal image is a priceless asset. It represents who we are, our values, and how we treat others. When we lose control and let anger take over, we lose respect and credibility in the eyes of others. Imagine you are a celebrity, loved and admired by many. But then, in a moment of anger, you make insulting remarks towards a fan. This action is immediately spread on social media, severely damaging your image. You lose the support of your fans, advertising contracts are canceled, and your career takes a nosedive. Or you are a model employee, always highly regarded by colleagues and superiors. But during an important meeting, you fail to control your anger and make offensive comments towards a colleague. This action makes you lose the respect of others, your career advancement opportunities are affected, and you may even lose your job. These examples show that anger can quickly and irrevocably destroy our personal image. Therefore, learn to control your anger. Don't let it take away what you have worked so hard to build. Stoic philosophy teaches us that to control anger, we need to practice self-control and patience. When you feel angry, take deep breaths, count to 10, or find a quiet place to calm down. Ask yourself, what is truly important? Do I want to let this anger ruin my image? Additionally, we also need to learn to view things objectively, not letting emotions overwhelm reason. When someone makes us angry, try to put ourselves in their shoes, understand the root cause of their actions. Perhaps they are going through difficulties or have valid reasons for acting that way. Remember, no one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Forgiving others is also a way to liberate ourselves from anger. When we forgive, it doesn't mean we agree with their actions, but that we accept the truth and let go of negative emotions. Life is a long journey, and on that journey, we will face many challenges and difficulties. There will be times when we feel angry, frustrated, and want to give up. But remember, we can always choose how we react. We can choose to let anger control us, or we can choose to control anger. Choose to be a calm, self-controlled, and resilient person. Choose to protect your personal image and build good relationships with others. Let Stoic philosophy guide you on your journey to find true peace and happiness. Are you still with me? If so, please comment with the number 1 so I know I'm not alone on this journey. Number 2. Anger is self-punishment for the mistakes of others. Anger, a fire that burns the soul, is not a punishment for others, but a self-inflicted torment. Stoic philosophy teaches us that anger is not a natural reaction to the injustices or mistakes of others, but a choice we make. When we are angry, we harm no one but ourselves. We poison our minds with negative thoughts. We damage our bodies with stress and anxiety, and we lose our own peace and happiness. Prolonged anger is not just a fleeting emotion, but also a smoldering fire that gradually burns away our mental health. When anger is not released in a healthy way, it accumulates and becomes a burden on the mind, leading to serious consequences. Initially, anger may just be fleeting feelings of frustration and annoyance. However, if not dealt with promptly, it will gradually grow and become difficult to control. Prolonged anger keeps us in a constant state of stress, anxiety, and insecurity. Our minds are haunted by negative thoughts, harsh words, and hurtful actions that we have inflicted or endured. Prolonged stress and anxiety weaken the immune system, making us more susceptible to physical illnesses. It also affects sleep, making it difficult to fall asleep, sleep deeply, or causing frequent nightmares. Lack of sleep reduces our ability to concentrate, remember, and think, affecting our work and studies. More dangerously, prolonged anger can lead to depression. When we are constantly haunted by negative emotions, we lose joy and interest in life. We feel discouraged, hopeless, and no longer see meaning in anything. When Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and renowned Stoic philosopher, was betrayed by a close friend, he did not let anger consume him. Instead, he asked himself, "Why am I letting myself be affected by the actions of others? Can I control their behavior? No. So why should I punish myself for their mistakes?" By viewing the situation objectively and focusing on what he could control, Marcus Aurelius overcame his anger and found peace within himself. Anger is a powerful emotion, but it is not invincible. We can learn to control our anger by recognizing its harmful effects and choosing a different way to react. When another driver cuts you off, instead of cursing and swearing at them, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you cannot control their behavior, but you can control your reaction. Instead of letting anger erupt, choose to remain calm and continue driving safely. When we learn to control our anger, we will find true peace and happiness. We will no longer be dominated by negative emotions. We will be able to see the world more positively, and we will be able to build better relationships. Remember, anger is a choice, and we always have the right to choose not to be angry. Choose peace, choose happiness, and choose a more meaningful life. Number 3. Anger is a waste of time and energy. Time, an invisible yet finite flow, is like a rushing river, ceaseless and relentless. Each passing moment is a precious opportunity for us to experience, to learn, to love, and to contribute. But like sand slipping through our fingers, time can slip away from our grasp, leaving only regret if we do not cherish and use it wisely. Stoic philosophy, with its timeless wisdom, has long reminded us of the value of time and the necessity of living a meaningful life. Seneca, the master of self-discipline, once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This warning serves as a wake-up call, reminding us not to let negative emotions, especially anger, rob us of life's precious moments. Anger, a fierce storm within, can sweep away our peace and reason. When anger reigns, we are like a rudderless ship amidst a raging ocean, unable to control our thoughts and actions. We immerse ourselves in negative thoughts, resentment, and hatred, only to realize that we have wasted so much precious time on useless emotions. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, once likened, "Time is a river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight than it is swept by and another takes its place, and this too will be swept away." This reminder serves as a warning that time is impermanent and we cannot hold on to it. Therefore, let us live each moment to the fullest, not letting anger steal away the opportunities to love, to learn, and to contribute. Not only a thief of time, anger is also a ruthless robber of energy. When anger flares up, our body produces a large amount of stress hormones, such as cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones are like poisonous arrows, piercing our body and mind, causing us stress, fatigue, and exhaustion. In the long run, chronic stress caused by anger can lead to serious health problems, such as cardiovascular disease, stroke, diabetes, and even cancer. But the destruction of anger doesn't stop at physical health. It also invades and devastates our soul. When angry, we easily utter harsh words and commit hurtful actions towards others, only to be burdened with regret and remorse. Anger also clouds our judgment, leading us to make wrong decisions and regrettable consequences. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, taught us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." We cannot control everything that happens in life, but we can control how we react to them. When faced with difficult situations, take a deep breath, remain calm, and find a wise solution. Remember, anger is just a fleeting emotion. It's not worth sacrificing our precious time and energy. Let's learn to control our anger so we can live a more peaceful, happy, and meaningful life. Let each passing moment be an opportunity for us to experience, to learn, to love, and to contribute. Have you ever been in such situations? Comment 3 to let me know if you need empathy. Number 4. Anger reveals the deep suffering within us. In the depths of the human soul, there are embers smoldering, unhealed wounds, and lingering pain. Anger, like a desperate cry for help, echoes from those depths, a signal that the soul is bleeding and needs healing. When anger arises, we become like a lost wild beast, roaring in despair, no longer recognizing ourselves. We become pitiful in the eyes of others, a distorted image of ourselves, strange and frightening. Our souls are filled with negative thoughts and destructive emotions, like a dark cloud covering a clear sky. We lose control of ourselves, unable to control our words and actions. We are like a rudderless ship, drifting in a violent storm of emotions, unsure when we will find a peaceful shore. Harsh words and thoughtless actions pour out like a flood, sweeping away the good image we have painstakingly built in the eyes of others. We become pitiful, not because we are weak, but because we have allowed negative emotions to overwhelm us, controlling our minds and behavior. It is not just a temporary reaction to a specific event, but also a manifestation of deep-seated suffering within our souls. Like a simmering volcano, hurt, disappointment, and resentment accumulate over time, waiting for a strong enough trigger to erupt into rage. When we vent our anger on others, we inadvertently expose those wounds, causing others to look at us with pity, even contempt. We are pitiful because we have not found a way to face and resolve the suffering within ourselves. We are pitiful because we have not learned to control our emotions, allowing them to control us and hurt ourselves and those around us. We are pitiful because we have not realized that anger is just a thin veil, concealing a soul full of unhealed scars. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "Anger is a brief madness. When we are angry, we lose our clarity and reason. We easily speak harsh words and hurt others without thinking. But then, when the madness passes, we realize we have caused irreparable damage. However, we should not despair. Recognizing our own pitifulness is the first step towards change. When we understand that anger is just an outward manifestation of deeper issues, we will be motivated to seek help, learn to heal our wounds, and develop our ability to control our emotions. Remember, we are not alone in the fight against anger. Many people have and are going through similar difficulties, and they have found a way to overcome them. With perseverance and effort, we can do it too. When we learn to face the suffering within ourselves, we will no longer be pitiful, but become strong, confident, and know how to love ourselves and those around us. Number 5. Anger is a manifestation of weakness. In the inner universe of each person, there are towering mountains, deep valleys, and ever-flowing rivers. It is a place where intense emotions like joy, sadness, fear, and even rage coexist and collide. Anger, like a sudden storm, can sweep away all peace, leaving behind devastation. But is this storm a manifestation of strength, or merely a weakness that dares not face the truth? Imagine our soul as a garden. There, vibrant flowers symbolize joy. Lush leaves represent peace, and strong branches embody inner strength. But sometimes, deep within the soil, there are wicked seeds of fear, envy, and resentment that silently germinate. They grow in the darkness, absorbing the nutrients of good things and gradually transform into thorny, poisonous plants. When these thorns grow large enough, they pierce the ground, rise high, and poison the entire garden with their sharp spines. Anger is like those poisonous thorns. It stems from unresolved fears, hurts, and resentments. Instead of facing these things, we avoid them, burying them deep within ourselves. But like bad seeds, they do not disappear, but only silently grow, waiting for the opportunity to erupt. When anger arises, we are like a wounded wild beast, roaring in pain. We attack everything around us, regardless of friend or foe. We blame others, circumstances, and fate, not realizing that we are the ones who sowed the bad seeds in our hearts. A prime example is the story of a young man named Arthur. Arthur grew up in an unhappy family. His parents often argued, making him feel insecure and afraid. To cope with these negative emotions, Arthur turned to alcohol and drugs. He became aggressive, quick to anger, and often got into fights with others. One day, Arthur was fired for fighting with a colleague. He returned home in a rage, smashing furniture and cursing at his parents. His mother, while trying to intervene, was accidentally pushed by him and seriously injured. This incident awakened Arthur. He realized that his anger not only hurt others but also ruined his own life. He was determined to change and sought help from a therapist. Through therapy, Arthur gradually understood that his anger stemmed from childhood traumas. He learned to face these pains, forgive his parents, and forgive himself. Gradually, Arthur became calmer, controlled his emotions, and built good relationships with those around him. Arthur's story shows that anger is not a manifestation of strength, but a weakness that dares not face the truth. When we avoid the pain and hurt in our hearts, they do not disappear, but only silently grow and destroy us from within. Only when we bravely face them can we heal and find peace for our souls. Remember, our soul's garden can be invaded by poisonous thorns, but it also has the ability to heal itself. Let us cultivate the good seeds of love, compassion, and forgiveness. Let the vibrant flowers bloom, the lush leaves sway in the wind, and the strong branches reach for the sunlight. Then our soul's garden will become a peaceful paradise, where there is no room for anger to reign. Number 6. Anger, the destructive storm within. Anger, a primal and powerful emotion, has existed since the dawn of humanity. It is like a raging storm within, capable of sweeping away everything in its path, leaving behind only devastation. In this maelstrom, precious relationships, sincere feelings, and even hard-earned achievements can be destroyed in the blink of an eye. History and literature have recorded countless heartbreaking stories of individuals whose lives and careers were ruined by anger, leaving deep wounds for both themselves and those around them. In everyday life, anger can arise from the smallest of causes, such as a careless word, a thoughtless action, or a trivial misunderstanding. However, regardless of its origin, anger always harbors a terrible destructive power. When anger erupts, reason is often clouded, giving way to negative emotions such as hatred, resentment, and the desire for revenge. Words and actions in anger are often uncontrolled, causing deep hurt to others and leaving unpredictable consequences. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "Anger is a brief madness." This statement serves as a warning about the destructive power of this inner storm. We can see the image of anger in the story of Achilles, the Greek hero. Achilles' rage over the death of Patroclus caused him to lose his reason, mercilessly slaughter his enemies, and ultimately destroy his own honor. Similarly, Shakespeare's story of King Lear is a clear demonstration of the devastation of anger. Lear, in a blind rage, disowned his most loving daughter, only to pay the price with loneliness and despair. Anger, as Seneca said, is a disease of the soul. It clouds our judgment, leads us to act recklessly, and causes regrettable consequences. However, like any other disease, anger can be cured through self-awareness and self-discipline. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, taught that it is not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. When anger arises, pause and reflect. Why are we angry? What has caused us to feel this way? Is anger really necessary? By questioning and confronting our emotions, we can gradually control anger and turn it into a positive force. Like Marcus Aurelius, we can use Stoic philosophy as a tool to train ourselves to become calmer, more patient, and wiser in all situations. Anger is a part of human nature, but it should not be our master. Let us learn to tame this inner storm so that it does not sweep away our precious values and happiness. Number 7. Embrace those who anger you as mentors of patience and generosity. In the garden of the soul, each person sows different seeds of emotion. There are bright seeds like joy and happiness, but there are also dark seeds like anger and resentment. And when the seeds of anger germinate, they can turn into sharp thorns, piercing ourselves and those around us. However, as Marcus Aurelius once said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Those who bring anger to us, whether intentionally or not, are the harshest teachers, helping us to cultivate patience and generosity. Imagine yourself as a Roman warrior, standing in the middle of the Colosseum. Your opponents are not lions or tigers, but harsh words, insulting actions, and the rage of others. You can choose to respond with violence, with similar anger, but in doing so, you are only turning yourself into another wild beast. Instead, learn from the Stoic philosophers. Be calm like Seneca, who said, "Anger is a punishment we inflict on ourselves." Be patient like Epictetus, who was sold into slavery but still maintained his composure and kindness. Be generous like Marcus Aurelius, who forgave his enemies and ruled the Roman Empire with fairness and benevolence. Each time you face the anger of others, see it as an opportunity to train yourself. Take a deep breath, observe your emotions, and find a way to respond wisely and calmly. Don't let their anger spread to you, but use your calmness to extinguish that fire. Remember, we cannot control the behavior of others, but we can control our own reactions. When we choose to respond with patience and generosity, we not only protect the peace within ourselves, but we can also influence others, helping them to realize their mistakes and change. Look at the story of Mahatma Gandhi, who used nonviolence to fight for India's independence. He faced oppression and violence from the British colonizers, but he never responded with hatred. Instead, he used love and tolerance to win over his enemies, and ultimately achieve victory. Or the story of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for fighting against apartheid in South Africa. When he was released, he did not call for revenge, but called for reconciliation and the building of a new nation where everyone is equal. These people have proven that the power of love and tolerance can overcome all hatred and violence. They turned their enemies into friends and wars into peace. We can do the same. Whenever we encounter people who bring anger to us, let's see it as an opportunity to train ourselves, to become a better version of ourselves. Be patient, be generous, and always remember that love and tolerance are the most powerful weapons to defeat anger and hatred. Let the garden of our souls be filled with light and love, so that the seeds of anger have no chance to germinate. And when we do that, we will not only find peace and happiness for ourselves, but also contribute to spreading good values to everyone around us. Number 8, the art of accepting differences. In the colorful tapestry of life, each person carries within them a unique worldview, shaped by different experiences, values, and beliefs. This diversity is what makes human society so rich, but it is also the source of disagreements and conflicts. Stoicism, an ancient school of philosophy, teaches us how to accept differences and find peace in a world full of change. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman philosopher emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This teaching reminds us that we cannot control the thoughts and actions of others, but we can control how we react to them. Imagine you are walking on a crowded street. People are bustling about, each with their own direction and purpose. There will be people who walk slowly, people who walk fast, people who stop suddenly, and people who swerve. You cannot force everyone to follow your lead, to obey a common rule. If you keep trying to impose your will on others, you will only end up frustrated and angry. Instead, accept that differences are natural and inevitable. Learn to adapt to unexpected situations, respect the choices of others, and find ways to harmonize with them. As Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When we accept that we cannot control everything, we free ourselves from unnecessary burdens. We will no longer feel angry or disappointed when things do not go as planned. Instead, we will learn to accept what is beyond our control and focus on what we can change. Take the example of Socrates, a great philosopher of ancient Greece. He was unjustly sentenced to death, but he did not complain or get angry. Instead, he accepted his fate with calmness and serenity. He told his friends that death was not something to be feared, but a release from the bonds of the body. Socrates showed us that even in the most difficult circumstances, we can still find peace and happiness if we know how to accept what cannot be changed. Stoicism does not teach us to be indifferent or insensitive to the injustices and sufferings of life. On the contrary, it teaches us how to face difficulties with courage and resilience. It teaches us how to find meaning and purpose in life, even when we face great challenges. When we learn to accept differences and let go of unrealistic expectations, we open the door to peace and happiness. We will no longer be caught up in the cycles of anger, resentment, and disappointment. Instead, we will be able to enjoy life more fully, cherish every moment, and spread love to everyone around us. Remember, we cannot change the world, but we can change the way we see the world. And when we change our perspective, we change our whole life. Number 9. Take time to reflect before reacting. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman philosopher emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Indeed, we cannot control everything that happens in life, but we can master how we respond to them. Imagine yourself as a gardener, tending to a beautiful flower garden. There will be sunny days with blooming flowers, but there will also be stormy days with withered petals. You cannot prevent the storms, but you can prepare your garden to withstand them. When faced with adversity, remember that we cannot impose our thoughts and opinions on others. Everyone has their own way of perceiving the world, and disagreement is inevitable. Instead of trying to change others, learn to accept and respect their differences. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When faced with difficult situations, see them as opportunities to cultivate patience and generosity. Take a deep breath, observe your emotions, and find a way to resolve the issue calmly and wisely. For instance, when a close friend says something hurtful, instead of getting angry and reacting harshly, pause and reflect. Perhaps they are going through a difficult time or have thoughts that you don't fully understand. Give them time and space to explain and listen with an open heart. Or when you experience failure at work, instead of feeling discouraged and blaming yourself, see it as a valuable lesson. Analyze your mistakes, learn from them, and keep trying. As Seneca said, "We do not stumble because we are weak, but because we are trying to rise." By accepting what we cannot change and turning them into opportunities for self-improvement, we will become stronger and more resilient. We will no longer be dominated by negative emotions, but will find peace and happiness within our own souls. Life is like a river, always flowing and changing. There will be bends and rapids, but there will also be calm and poetic stretches. Learn to accept the ups and downs of life so that you can fully enjoy its beauty. Number 10. Avoiding negative triggers. The art of protecting inner peace. In the pursuit of tranquility and self-mastery, we often face countless challenges and temptations. Modern life, with its fast pace, work pressures, complex social relationships, and relentless flow of information, can easily draw us into a vortex of negative emotions such as anger, anxiety, sadness, or jealousy. These emotions, if left unchecked, can destroy the peace within our souls, causing us to lose focus, clarity, and happiness. Stoicism, a philosophy of life that originated in ancient Greece, teaches us that happiness does not come from possessing material things or achieving external success, but from mastering our own minds and emotions. One of the key principles of Stoicism is to identify and avoid triggers, external or internal factors that can arouse negative emotions. Just as a gardener needs to remove weeds to protect precious flowers, we also need to eliminate negative elements around us to nurture inner peace. Each person has their own unique triggers, depending on their personality, experiences, and life circumstances. However, there are some common triggers that we often encounter in modern life, such as toxic work environments, negative relationships, news and social media, negative thoughts, and unhealthy habits. A stressful work environment, unhealthy competition, or difficult colleagues who are critical, jealous, or envious can make us feel tense, tired, and easily irritable. Conflicts, disagreements at work, excessive expectations from superiors, or unfairness in evaluation and rewards can also be powerful triggers. Additionally, relationships with people who complain, criticize, or exhibit unhealthy behaviors such as abuse, manipulation, or disrespect can negatively affect our mood and thoughts. Betrayal, disappointment, or conflict in family, friendships, or romantic relationships can also be major triggers. Moreover, excessive exposure to negative news, violence, or heated debates on social media can make us feel anxious, insecure, and angry. Malicious comments, misinformation, or shocking images can have a strong impact on our psyche. Even pessimistic thoughts, self-doubt, or excessive worry about the future can lead us to a state of stress, sadness, and despair. Comparing ourselves to others, blaming ourselves, or focusing on negative things can also be internal triggers. Finally, lack of sleep, unhealthy eating habits, substance abuse such as alcohol, beer, cigarettes, or spending too much time on passive entertainment activities like watching TV or playing games can weaken our mental health and make us more prone to agitation. Once we have identified our triggers, we can take steps to avoid them. For example, if you find yourself getting angry when meeting a certain colleague or friend, actively limit contact with them. This does not mean severing the relationship entirely, but temporarily creating distance to allow your mind to rest and avoid unnecessary conflicts. You can find other ways to communicate with them, such as through email or phone, or meet them in less stressful situations. If your current work environment is too toxic, consider switching to a different job or finding ways to improve the current environment. For instance, you can discuss the issues you face with your boss, seek support from colleagues, or participate in team-building activities. If you cannot change the environment, find ways to create a private and comfortable workspace for yourself, such as decorating your desk, listening to soothing music, or placing some plants in the room. Furthermore, be mindful of the information you consume. Limit reading negative news, violence, or heated debates on social media. Instead, seek out positive, inspiring sources of information that can broaden your knowledge. You can follow reputable news sites and magazines, bloggers who share positive stories, or join online communities with similar interests and perspectives. When negative thoughts arise, try to replace them with more positive ones. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm useless," think, "I've tried my best and will learn from my mistakes." Focus on your strengths. Acknowledge even the smallest successes, and always believe in your abilities. And don't forget to build healthy habits such as getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, exercising regularly, and avoiding stimulants. These habits will help you improve your mental health and reduce irritability. You can try yoga, meditation, or breathing exercises to reduce stress and anxiety. Finally, in addition to avoiding triggers, seeking humor and joy in life is also crucial. Laughter is a tonic for the soul, helping us relieve stress, dispel fatigue, and see things more positively. Make time for activities that bring you joy, such as watching comedies, reading funny stories, listening to upbeat music, or participating in recreational activities with friends and family. When faced with difficult situations, try to find the humorous aspects of it. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting angry, turn on a funny song and relax. If you have a minor mishap, laugh at yourself and consider it a memorable experience. Avoiding triggers does not mean we are running away from reality or living in a fantasy world. It is a way to protect ourselves from negative influences so that we can focus on the positive aspects and build a happier and more meaningful life. Remember, we have the power to choose what we allow to affect our minds and emotions. Choose a life of peace, happiness, and joy. Number 11. Forgiveness, a journey of liberation and healing. In a life full of ups and downs and challenges, we inevitably encounter conflicts, hurts, and losses. Emotional wounds, big or small, can leave lasting scars on our souls. If we cling to the pain of the past, we imprison ourselves in a cage of resentment, hatred, and suffering. Forgiveness is not only a noble act towards others, but also a precious gift we give to ourselves, a journey of liberation and healing. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting the hurt or condoning the wrongdoing. It also doesn't require us to become friends with those who have hurt us. This simply means accepting what has happened, letting go of negative emotions like anger, resentment, and hatred, and opening our hearts to compassion and love. When we forgive others, we free ourselves from the shackles of the past. We are no longer haunted by painful memories or controlled by negative emotions. Instead, we can focus on the present, appreciate the good things happening around us, and look towards a brighter future. Forgiveness is also a powerful medicine for healing emotional wounds. When we forgive, we accept that no one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. We no longer blame others or ourselves, but see things objectively and with greater understanding. This helps us release the burdens in our hearts, reduce stress and anxiety, and find peace within our souls. Furthermore, it is the glue that binds relationships together. When we forgive others, we open the door to healing rifts in relationships, to understanding each other better, and to building a better future together. Forgiveness is also a way for us to show love and compassion towards others, helping them realize their mistakes and change for the better. Remember, forgiveness is not an act of weakness, but a sign of strength and courage. It requires us to overcome negative emotions, face the pain of the past, and open our hearts to compassion. But when we do, we will receive priceless rewards, peace, happiness, and freedom within our souls. Life is too short to be consumed by resentment and hatred. Let us learn to forgive so that we can live a more meaningful and fulfilling life, so that our hearts are always filled with love and peace. Number 12. Life is too short to be angry. Your life is too short to waste on anger and resentment. Think about it. Every moment that passes is an opportunity to enjoy life, to love, and to connect with those around you. When you allow yourself to be consumed by anger, you not only lose precious moments but also miss out on the chance to live a full and meaningful life. Consider the times when you've been angry with someone, perhaps a colleague, a friend, or even a stranger. In those moments, did you feel happy, or did you just feel more tired and stressed? Life has so many wonderful things to explore, so much joy to experience. Why let anger take over your mind and heart? Take a simple example. Imagine you're driving and someone rudely cuts you off. Instead of getting angry and letting it ruin your day, try taking a deep breath, smiling, and continuing on your way. You'll realize that not everything is worth your anger. Learn to let go, because life is too short to carry unnecessary burdens. Every new day is an opportunity for you to choose to live with compassion and love instead of anger and resentment. Allow yourself to enjoy life, build beautiful relationships, and create memorable moments. When you let go of anger, you will feel a sense of relief, freedom, and joy that life truly has to offer. Choose joy, choose love, because life is too short to waste on negativity. As we draw the curtains on this profound exploration into the intricate realm of anger, I hold a sincere hope that the insights and stories we've shared have not only resonated with you but also ignited a transformative understanding within your heart and mind. May these newfound perspectives empower you to not merely recognize the raw, untamed energy of anger, but to skillfully navigate its currents, harnessing its power as a catalyst for personal growth and positive change. Let us remember that anger, in its essence, is not an adversary to be vanquished, but rather a complex and multifaceted emotion, a force capable of both destruction and creation. Like a wild stallion galloping across an open plain, anger can, if left unchecked, wreak havoc and leave scars in its wake. Yet with patience, self-compassion, and the right tools, we can learn to tame this powerful force, transforming it into a source of unwavering strength, motivation, and resilience. If this journey has touched your heart, if it has kindled a spark of recognition or inspired a shift in perspective, I encourage you to extend this gift of understanding to others. Share this message with those who may also be grappling with the complexities of anger, and together, let us create a ripple effect of compassion and empathy, guiding one another through the turbulent waters of our emotional lives. For those who yearn to continue this odyssey of self-discovery and inner peace, I extend a warm invitation to join me on my channel. There we shall embark on a quest to unearth the timeless wisdom of ancient philosophies, unravel the profound lessons woven into the tapestry of ageless stories, and equip ourselves with practical techniques for cultivating a life of balance, purpose, and fulfillment. Until our paths cross again, may you embrace the entirety of your emotional landscape with an open heart and a curious mind. May you discover the strength to transmute the fiery energy of anger into the serene wisdom of understanding. And may your journey through life be forever illuminated by the radiant light of compassion and self-love.